you ready to rumble? Because we have WWE Superstar Charlotte Flair here in Studio 1A.
Wrestling fans know that name well. Charlotte's dad, of course, the legendary Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
And she is adding to the family legacy and earning her nickname, the Queen.
Recently becoming a 14-time women's champ when she won the SmackDown Women's Championship. Charlotte, good morning.
Good morning, Charlotte.
Chills.
Love your accessories you brought with you.
You've all tried
The
them
only
on.
one I need, right?
That's it.
It's heavy.
Okay, so this weekend is the Royal Rumble. So
Yes.
we set this up. There's a men's event, a women's event, 30 superstars.
30 men, 30 women.
That's right. One entering the ring every 90 seconds.
Yes.
And nobody leaves until they're eliminated. Now, you won this in 2020.
I did.
You're not in it this time, but what does it take to be the last person standing?
Endurance. I think it's really about endurance and maybe a little bit of experience and believing that you can win. It's all about, what you're thinking.
You're so good. We just saw a video there, you flipping off the side of the ring. I mean, I'm amazed. And I was just looking down. You've been a champion 14 times over. Of course, your dad and John Cena both have 16 titles, and they hold the record for the most. Is that a record that you see and you say, you know what, here I come, I'm coming for that record, or?
Early in my career, no, but now that I'm like
You're so close.
And to be the person to hold the most championships in what is known as predominantly all boys club,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's huge. It'll be Charlotte's dad if I do surpass.
Yeah.
That's
So
Speaking of dad, it's been a couple years now since he was sick. He was in this medically induced coma. For folks who grew up idolizing the Nature Boy, how's he doing? How's he doing these days?
he's still wild as ever. Same old Ric Flair.
Yeah.
I still put him in timeout.
Yeah.
I still say, Dad, you can't tweet that. Like, stop. Like,
I do enjoy
insane.
following him on Twitter.
Yep.
I mean, but you wrestling royalty for folks, and Chanel's the same way. We grew up, the Nature Boy, Dusty Rhodes, and the Rock and Roll Express. And some of my earliest memories were going to see your dad wrestle at the Township Auditorium. And here you are, following in his footsteps. And then he has his last match with your husband. He's with your, what was it like
Oh,
to
that
see?
was a long day.
What was it like to see your husband and your father in the squared circle together?
Honestly, I was a little jealous.
What?
Well, because I was like, oh, I want to be a part of this. Like,
Yeah.
I've shared the ring with my dad, but not in that capacity. But then again, my husband having the opportunity to be beside him. And at the same time, I'm like, man, I wish my little brother could see this. And then my husband is a third generational wrestler. And then with my, it's just, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Picture perfect. But I mean, I think my dad could have maybe just managed my husband, but
Yeah. So
it worked out.
Is there competition? I mean, you're both in the wrestling world, you and your husband. Are you guys competitive?
We're competitive in the gym, but I help him with certain things and he helps me with certain things. So it's like the best of both worlds because he's a luchador from Mexico, so the wrestling style is much different where I'm all about performance and showmanship and the glamour of it. So we play off of each other really well.
That's interesting.
Well, you've certainly made a name for yourself in WWE. How would you say over the course of many years it's changed for women?
Well, I mean, look, John Cena and my dad hold 16 championships, correct? I'm the 14-time women's champion. I've main evented WrestleMania. I've main evented pay-per-views, Raw, SmackDown. I don't see anything, that women can't do that the men are doing.
Yeah.
So I think that question is irrelevant now, if you ask me.
Which is how you want it to be.
Exactly.
Like and share and subscribe.
What was your favorite Ric Flair saying growing up?
Ooh.
Oh.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. That was my favorite.
I don't know. Like, to me, it's just dad. It was like, you're grounded. Or you gotta drink your milk. Or like, I don't know. Like, I know he's Ric Flair, but you guys, like, my dad was so hands-on with me. Like, when he was home, he brought me lunch at school, at every volleyball game, cheerleading, gymnastics, basketball, diving. Like, I know he's Ric Flair, but like, sometimes when he would bring that Ric Flair out on me, I'm like, whoa.
You're just
You're
like,
dad.
You're just dad. Like, settle down.
I love it. Charlotte, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Royal Rumble is this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. Catch it on Peacock, our parent company, NBC Universal.